This is Jeanette with Backroads Books by 21 Crows. Today's story is Ikie's Tomb. A unique legend comes from Pleasance County's Mount Welcome Cemetery about how a mother's love for a child goes far beyond the mortal world. I visited Ikie's tomb on a Memorial Day not long in the past, and here's Ikie's story. When Ikie Mooring died at the tender age of 7 years and 2 months, his distraught parents, Kenneth and Emma Jane, had him laid to rest in a coffin in a specially built family mausoleum at Mount Welcome Cemetery. It was not just any coffin. Ikie's parents purchased one of the much advertised and quite expensive glass caskets that, one newspaper stated, was filled with a solution of alcohol, after placing his little body inside to preserve it. Ikie's death was unexpected. He had died of milk poisoning from eating ice cream. Milk poisoning or milk sickness occurs when milking cows graze on white snake root, usually when foraging woodlands because hay is unavailable, and a person drinks the milk or a milk product. Its after effects are like a horrible gut-puking stomach virus and can be deadly. In Ikie's case, the sweet treat proved fatal. After the family laid Ikie to rest, his mourning mother would often visit the grave, bringing with her some of her son's precious items, like a bicycle and school books that she left within the tomb, closing the door gently behind her when she left. Then, like many grief-stricken parents, Emma Jane would talk to her dead son, filling him in on the day's activities as she swept and cleaned the brush away from the interior and exterior of the mausoleum. Ikie's mother had 3 other children at the time who had not made it through childhood. Older locals who remembered the stories of Ikie said that their bodies, too, were laid within the tomb in stone crocks. Some had even heard local lore saying that Emma Jane sorrowed over her little son so intensely she would pull off the lid to the casket, wheedle the boy's body from within, and rock him in a chair she had brought to the tomb, crooning to him as if he was asleep. His burial clothes were a little striped sailor suit. When she would leave to go home, those seeing her along the road would note blue and white stains dribbling down her dress. Oh, and there were always rumors that when she cleaned, she would take the little children from their caskets and hang them by their collars to tree limbs to let them dry. Time would pass, and the family moved out of the quiet community, and the mausoleum fell into disrepair. Ikie's little coffin began to fall apart. For their time, glass caskets filled with alcohol or other preserving liquid were top of the line. However, the very fluid used to preserve the body, alcohol, was the demise of the casket, eventually causing the rubber seal on the window to deteriorate. And such, the alcohol would evaporate, exposing the body to the elements and decay. Eventually, vandals and animals worked their way into the tomb. Dogs dragged Ikie's body out into the woods, and hunters finally found it, who contacted authorities. Now Ikie's final resting place is outside the mausoleum near grandparents Mary Ann and Oliver, and his Uncle Ralph. His devoted mama isn't resting well. Like any good mother, her love for her child lasts an eternity. Folks have seen her hovering around the tomb, still keeping her son company, even after death. Some say they hear soft crooning inside the mausoleum, but when they peer inside the window, no one is there. I hope you enjoyed this episode about Ikie's tomb. You can find this legend and many more in my book, West Virginia Ghost Stories, The Classics, one of my 20 ghostly books and guides.